Once upon a time, not too long ago, there was a little boy. He had no family, he had no friends, but what he did have was tremendous magical power. It was so great that he was welcomed into a clan of magicians despite his young age. The boy didn't seem to mind. It was easier to just go along with them. And as he grew, so did his power. And as his power grew, it is said that his mind snapped. This is the history of Yuna D. Kaito. He is truly the opposite of Akiho. She had a family, but no power. He had great power, but no family. She wanted to be loved, and he really couldn't care less. Kaito tells this story at the beginning of chapter 27, and when he's done, he remarks that several powerful magicians are a bit screwy, and Momo strongly implies that she thinks he's as nutty as they get. She also implies that Kaito is looking to achieve an even greater power than his current abilities by sacrificing something precious. But what could she be referring to? Call me crazy, but the tone of this story almost made it seem like his powers are a burden or an annoyance. Maybe he's planning to pull a Clow Reed and get rid of his powers by giving them to Akiho. If it works out, he gets a normal life, she gets to be in a magical clan. That'd work out for everyone. Sure, it's a complete retread of the second story, but this far into the clear card, I can't exactly say I don't expect more recycled story elements. But that's enough about Kaito. We'll come back to him at the end of this double feature, don't worry. There's two other stories going on in 26 and 27. First up is Shaoran's story. Picking up from chapter 25, Yue stops by and finally confronts Shaoran about what he's been doing, and Shaoran confesses, what we as the audience have largely been assuming, that he indeed stole the Clow cards. But here's the twist. Light and Dark reveal that they allowed themselves, along with the other cards, to be stolen. Why? Because as Shaoran explains, he stole the cards because he believed that it would slow Sakura's magical growth and keep her hidden from some kind of impending doom. Of course, as we've seen throughout this series, Sakura's growth really can't be stopped, so you didn't really think this one through, Shaoran. Side note, I don't remember if I mentioned it a few chapters back, but other people noticed it. All the Clow cards have moons on them instead of stars while they're under Shaoran's control. That's a nice little bit of detail and shows that the card's current alignment is to Shaoran. Though I imagine this isn't a permanent thing, it's still clever. After all this, Yue initially appears angry, and it looks like it's finally going to be time for him to slap the stupid out of Shaoran, but he just goes for the standard chin grab instead and tells Shaoran that he needs to cut the crap and confess everything to Sakura. But suddenly, Kuro calls and tells them that something big is happening over at Sakura's house, and they need to get over there really quick. So Shaoran pulls out the fly card and finally gets his own pair of wings. And that design looks really cool. It's very back of the Clow book. And we also see that just like the Clow spirits changed a little bit, Shaoran gets his own unique card face. We don't get to see the back of the card, but I would just assume it's the Rashinban. So while all this was happening at Shaoran's house, Sakura and Akiho finally have their long-awaited trip down to the library. And wouldn't you know it, I was right for once. Something does happen while they're down there. Akiho is enamored by Fujitaka's rather modest collection. A collection that apparently has some ties to the Elder Gods. Moving on. Sakura and Akiho have a bonding moment over their shared wish to never see the other one sad, before a spooky voice comes back and the library shatters. There's the supernatural thing I was expecting to happen when they enter the library. Inside the void, Akiho goes all sleepy-eyed and starts spouting something about a vessel, and attempts to consume Sakura in magical, smoky, inky magic stuff. She uses magic stuff to try and absorb Sakura. But Sakura manages to grab Akiho's lifeless body and flee, bursting out of the library and straight out of the house. For a moment, everything seems to be safe. Shaoran and Yue arrive just in time to see nothing happen. And then the sky goes black, and standing over in the distance is Kaito, ready to finally fulfill his purpose as the main antagonist of this series. This has got to be it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end. When the sky goes dark, the story is at its climax. Final judgment? At night. Ariel's challenge? He made it night. Kaito just also made it nighttime, presumably. We're about to throw down and everyone is present, and has wings. Throughout this chapter, as with any chapter, I just love the art. Kaito's story is dark and empty, full of dark foreboding figures from these Russian fellows to the magicians, to the ever-present winged snake on every page. I guess we can scratch the theory that Momo turns into the snake, but for the record, I was never really attached to that one. The snake might be more metaphorical, or it's Kaito's spirit animal. Snakes often represent ill intent, so it might be the perfect thing to represent Kaito. And the cute factor is always at its peak when Sakura and Akiho are on frame together. Watching Akiho just go completely fangirl for a library is always fun to watch. Mainly because Akiho is always so reserved and nervous, it's nice to finally see her break out of her shell and feel comfortable being herself. You can also tell that Clamp has a lot of fun illustrating dark and light while they're outside their cards. They're very expressive and show a lot of personality. So that's it for chapter 26 and 27. I think we are definitely near the end now, which fits into the plan of the series running for 6 volumes like the original series did. We don't know if we're going to run into another story after this like we did with the original series, and we certainly still don't know if we're going to get a finale to the anime that was left on a cliffhanger. Maybe they'll announce something when the manga's finished? Special treat, maybe? I'm hoping for a movie, personally. But thanks everyone for watching all the way to the end. I know these double chapter videos tend to run a little long, and I'm sorry that the videos kind of stopped for a while. I intended to take a month off, and it ended up being a summer off. Life comes at you in waves, what can you do? Before we close out, I'll just mention that the next Chapter 28 video may also be combined with Chapter 29, because at the end of this month, I'll be going to Japan. And while I'm there, I'm going to be doing a lot of things, but one of the biggest things that I'm going to be doing, I'm happy to announce, I'm going to that Sakura art exhibit in the Mori Art Center. Yes, I got tickets to it, and I was already planning to be in the country at the time anyway, so it lined up perfectly. I'm pretty sure they won't let me take pictures inside, but I'll do what I can while I'm there to kind of pass on the experience to you guys. In the meantime, be sure to follow my Twitter, CCM_Yamato, to get live updates about what I'm working on and what I'm doing while I'm in Japan. You can also check out the Cardcaptor Museum Tumblr for merch pics and mini reviews. I finally bought some lights, so hopefully my pictures will look a little better. But thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.